Have you ever felt that constant hum, that feeling of just being always on, always behind?
Oh, definitely. That sense of being like completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, Kelly has this great quote, feeling bowed down with burdens, crushed under committees, strained, breathless, and hurried.
Panting through a never-ending program of appointments.
Yeah.
It captures that modern pressure perfectly.
It really does. I know I felt it. I'm pretty sure you listening have too.
Mm.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into an enduring classic that offers a surprisingly, maybe even radical path to inner peace.
And the interesting thing is it's not about adding more stuff to your plate.
Exactly. It's about simplifying, but from the inside out, getting to the core.
Hmm?
We're talking about A Testament of Devotion by Thomas R. Kelly.
Yeah, and Thomas Kelly himself is fascinating. He was a Quaker, a missionary, a professor, a really thoughtful writer.
And this book, it's actually a collection of 5 essays
Yeah.
published after his death in 1941.
Right, but they came out of this really intense personal crisis he went through, a kind of dark night of the soul, you could say.
Wow.
And he emerged from that with this intense and unshakable love and sense of unity with God, as he put it.
So even though it's deeply spiritual, you're saying the insights are actually quite practical.
Surprisingly practical, yeah. For navigating modern life, definitely. Whether you'd call yourself spiritual or not, there's something there.
Okay. So our mission today is to, unpack Kelly's big ideas, pull out those nuggets of wisdom that have kept this book relevant for, over 80 years now.
That's right, helping you gain insight into your own experience, find maybe a bit more calm in the chaos.
Let's start with what seems like his foundational idea, the inward light. Kelly talks about cultivating secret habits of unceasing orientation, about the inward light. That sounds lovely, but what does he actually mean by orienting ourselves to this inner light?
He uses some really rich language, doesn't he? He calls it things like an amazing inner sanctuary of the soul, a holy place, a divine center, even a speaking voice.
A speaking voice.
Yeah, a place we can continuously return to. He says, quite famously, eternity is at our hearts.
Wow.
He even calls it the Shekinah of the soul, borrowing from Jewish mysticism, the dwelling presence of God, but like inside us.
Okay.
Or the presence in the midst, the slumbering Christ stirring to be awakened. The main point is this divine center isn't something out there we need to find.
It's already here.
Exactly. He says it's present in everyone, just waiting for our attention, our focus, like a universal connection point.
Okay, this next idea from him really flips things around, doesn't it? Our usual assumption is we do the seeking. We try to find God or peace or whatever.
Right. We think we're the initiators.
But Kelly says
Yeah.
it's the other way around.
Kind of, yeah. He challenges that. He says, the living Christ within us is the initiator, and we are the responders. It's God, the lover, pressing within us.
So it's more like a presence that's already knocking. Like that biblical idea, behold, I stand at the door.
Precisely. It shifts the whole dynamic from striving and seeking to, well, more like attuning, listening, responding.
Which is quite different from a lot of self-help, isn't it?
It is. It's less about effort and more about receptivity.
And how does the soul respond, according to Kelly, when it senses this light?
He describes it as something really natural, almost intuitive. Things like internal adoration and joy, thanksgiving and worship, self-surrender and listening.
So not forced.
Not at all. It's like recognizing something deeply familiar, allowing yourself to be drawn in rather than trying to force a connection. More being than doing, you know?
So if this light is already within us, already seeking us,
Yeah.
how do we actually tune into it, especially when life is so hectic?
Well, he quotes Meister Eckhart, suggesting we should carry the same frame of mind we might have in quiet contemplation.
Like in church or a cell, Eckhart says.
Right, carry that out into the world, into its turmoil and its fitfulness.
So it's not about needing grand mystical moments all the time.
No, Kelly talks about secret habits, tiny pauses. Maybe a silent breath before you reply to that stressful email.
Or setting an intention before a difficult meeting, maybe, to come from that calmer place.
Exactly, just for a few seconds even. Imagine, for you listening, just consciously checking in with that divine center throughout your day, in the middle of the rush.
How might that actually change things, your experience, your reactions to stress?
What would it feel like to carry that inner sanctuary with you, you know?
It's not about finding extra time, is it? It's about changing the quality of the time you have.
Absolutely. Even one deep breath, one moment of turning inward can connect you back. Shift your perspective on whatever's happening outside.
Realizing that peace is always available. right here.
Right within, not somewhere else.
That's a powerful shift. Okay, so once we start sensing this inward light,
Mhm.
maybe practicing those secret habits,
Yeah.
what next? How do we live from that place?
Well, that brings us to Kelly's concept of holy obedience.
Which, again, sounds maybe a bit daunting. Obedience.
It can sound that way, yeah. But he's talking about obeying an inner shepherd, an inner voice. It's not about blind subservience to external rules.
Okay, so not dogma, more personal.
Much more personal and transformative. He says this obedience leads naturally to humility and also to what he calls suffering and simplicity.
Suffering. That sounds rough.
Well, when he talks about suffering here, it's not pain for pain's sake. It's more like the discomfort of the ego dissolving.
Letting go of self-will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Giving way to a deeper will that comes from that divine center. He talks about this potentially overwhelming experience,
A mystical encounter.
sort of being invaded to the depths by his presence, being wholly uprooted from all earthborn securities.
Wow, completely letting go.
And being swept into this loving center of ineffable sweetness where there's calm, peace, even ravishing joy. It's about trusting something wiser than our own limited view.
That sounds like it would change everything. And he says it leaves a permanent mark, right? It's not just a fleeting feeling.
Definitely. He says it leads to this unshakable knowing that the eternal lover of the world, the hound of heaven.
That's such a powerful image, the hound of heaven pursuing the soul.
Isn't it? Knowing that this presence is utterly, utterly real, and that life must henceforth be forever determined by that real. It really is a total reorientation, a new compass point for your whole life.
So let's connect this back for you, the listener. What does this kind of obedience really mean today? It's clearly not about following external rules blindly.
No, it's about alignment, tuning into that deep inner truth, that quiet voice, acting from that place instead of from ego or fear or external pressures.
So imagine how that kind of radical internal shift, how could that reshape your priorities, your choices, how you face challenges?
When you're guided from within, not just pushed around by external stuff.
It's a profound shift to consider. And interestingly, Kelly then moves from this very deep individual inner journey outward, doesn't he, to the community.
Yes, in his essay, The Blessed Community, he talks about this idea of fellowship.
What kind of fellowship?
It's among those who are seeking or attuned to that divine light within. He calls it an amazing group interknittedness of God-enthralled men and women who know one another in him.
He saw this strongly in the early Quakers, right? The Friends.
Very much so. That spiritual connection was central for them. But he's clear it's not unique to Quakers. It's something universal found throughout history.
The communion of the saints, he calls it.
Exactly. That spiritual unity, a source of real joy and support. But it's not just about finding your own cozy group.
No, and this is the part I find so challenging and so important. He expands it, doesn't he?
He really does. He argues that this spiritual fellowship isn't complete
Until
we treat all persons without exception as part of it.
wow, no exceptions. That cuts right through our usual us and them thinking.
Absolutely. He says, for until the life of men in time is, in every relation shot through with eternity, the blessed community is not complete. It's about seeing that spark, that inward light in everyone.
Regardless of belief, background, anything.
So think about that. How does this huge vision challenge our natural tendency to divide people up?
We do it all the time, don't we?
We do. So what could it mean in your everyday interactions with colleagues, strangers, people you disagree with, to try and see them as part of this blessed community?
Approaching everyone as part of this interconnected whole.
It could fundamentally change how we relate to each other, moving beyond just tolerating differences to feeling a real sense of unity.
That reframing could change everything about daily life. Okay, let's shift now to another really relevant idea from Kelly. Living on two levels at once,
Ah, yes, the eternal now and the temporal now.
which feels so key for navigating our busy, time-driven lives.
He noticed how most of us get completely caught up in the temporal now, the tasks, the deadlines, the future worries.
Guilty as charged?
Right. But he believed that with real commitment, we could shift our focus more towards the eternal now, and that shift fundamentally changes the quality of our lives.
How so?
He said, the possibility of the experience of divine presence as a repeatedly realized and present fact and its transforming effect upon all life. This is the central message of Friends.
So it's about being fully present, but also connected to something timeless, living in time, but also in the eternal.
Exactly, simultaneously.
And crucially, this isn't just a private, internal thing for
Mhm.
Kelly, is it? He connects it directly to action in the world.
Absolutely. The Quakers are known for their social concerns, peace, justice, nonviolence.
And Kelly sees these actions as flowing directly from the guidance of that inner voice, that light.
Yes, it's inner conviction leading to outward compassion.
And I love how he frames that action.
Yeah.
It's not just us trying hard to fix things.
No, he sees social concern as the dynamic life of God at work in the world.
Wow.
It's God-initiated, often surprising, always holy.
So the action itself has a different quality.
Yes, he says it's done in peace and power and astounding faith and joy. Because there's this sense that in unhurried serenity, the eternal is at work in the midst of time.
Unhurried serenity. That sounds appealing.
Doesn't it? It suggests action flowing from a calm, inspired center, not frantic effort, which probably makes it more sustainable too.
So for you listening, consider this.
Mm-hmm.
How might finding that internal sense of purpose, connecting to that eternal now, empower you to act?
To act with that unhurried serenity on the things you care about in your community, at work, in your family.
Imagine trusting in something deeper than just your own efforts, bringing peace and power to what you do.
What if your actions flowed from deep inner calm instead of just reacting to external pressure?
It's about finding that sweet spot, maybe, where your efforts align with a bigger flow.
Allowing you to move with intention, with grace, not just driven by urgency. That could be a game changer for your impact and just for your own well-being.
Which brings us full circle, back to where we started, back to that feeling of modern overwhelm.
That bowed down with burdens, crushed under committees.
Exactly. And this is where Kelly's diagnosis and the Quaker solution he offers is really quite radical.
It is surprising because he doesn't just blame external circumstances. He says the real root of the problem is a lack of inner integration.
Inner integration.
Yeah, he says, we Western peoples are apt to think our great problems are external. We are not skilled in the inner life where the real roots of our problem lie.
That's a challenge to our usual way of thinking, isn't it? Always looking for external fixes.
Always. And this leads right to his core Quaker insight, which is so countercultural. Life is meant to be lived from a center, a divine center.
It's from that place, he believes.
That we find the welling up whispers of divine guidance and love and presence more precious than heaven or earth.
So true simplification isn't about organizing our desks or managing our time better.
Not primarily, it's about simplifying the soul, getting centered. That's the source of real simplicity.
And he paints this incredible picture what that centered life looks like.
He really does. He describes it as a life of unhurried peace and power. It is simple, it is serene, it is amazing, it is triumphant, it is radiant.
It sounds almost too good to be true in our world.
He acknowledges that. He says, it takes no time, but it occupies all our time, and it makes our life programs new and overcoming.
And that beautiful, calming end quote.
We need not get frantic. He is at the helm,
Yeah.
and when our little day is done, we lie down quietly in peace, for all is well. What a promise.
It really is. So for you listening, here's the challenge maybe. Instead of constantly chasing external solutions, more apps, better lists, new strategies,
Consider this shift. What if cultivating an inner life, finding your divine center, is the real path to simplifying things?
to truly enriching your life? What if peace isn't about finding more time, but connecting more deeply within the time you have?
It's that fundamental reorientation. Get the inside right.
And the outside might just start to fall into place, or at least feel more manageable.
Exactly.
Wow, we've really covered some ground today, haven't we? Diving into Thomas Kelly's A Testament of Devotion
We have, from the inner light within us,
to holy obedience as inner alignment.
the incredibly inclusive, blessed community.
Living in the eternal now while acting in the world.
And finally, that profound simplification of life that comes from inner integration.
It really feels like more than just a spiritual bet.
Oh, absolutely. It's a practical guide, in many ways, for finding peace and purpose when life feels chaotic.
The core message seems to be the answer to overwhelm isn't more doing, it's more being.
Well put. Which leaves a really important question for you listening. How might intentionally seeking that divine center in your own life,
Orienting yourself towards it.
yeah, how might that actually transform things? Your relationships, your work, your general sense of well-being, even if you just start with a few moments each day.
It's definitely something worth pondering, maybe even experimenting with.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel drawn to go deeper with these ideas, we really do recommend picking up A A testament of devotion.
It's one of those books, as the sources hinted, to read and reread, slowly.
Letting the wisdom sink in, finding your own insights.